Good morning, everyone. I am Snehalata Kuntia. Welcome you to my YouTube channel, Biotic Brain. In this lecture, we are going to study about the human circulatory system. And in this human circulatory system, I am going to explain about the heart. So let's start the topic. Heart is the mesodermally derived muscular organ present in the thoracic cavity between the two lungs and protected by the double membrane of pericardium. The first thing is heart is the mesodermally derived muscular organ. This is the most important line. Okay. Heart is the mesodermally. Then what is the meaning of mesodermally origin? First thing, see. This is an animal embryo. Okay. So this layer is the outer layer is known as the ectoderm. What? Ectoderm. And the inner layer is nothing but the endoderm. And the middle layer is nothing but the mesoderm. These are the three germ layers that are present in the animal embryo. Okay. And now I am saying that heart is the mesodermally derived muscular organ. That means, see, this is an animal embryo. And now I am saying that the outer layer of this animal embryo is nothing but the ectoderm. What? Ectoderm. And later it will convert into the exoskeleton. And this median layer is nothing but the mesoderm. What? Mesoderm. And this mesoderm later is converted into the organ. Okay. And now heart is what? It's the organ. That means this mesoderm is going to convert into the heart. That's why here written as it is the mesodermally derived muscular organ. Okay. And what is the location? Now I am saying that it present in the thoracic cavity between the two lungs and protected by the double membrane structure that is called pericardium. Okay. Now see what is pericardium. See, this is the figure. This is the heart. Okay. This is the heart. I am saying that pericardium is the double membrane. Okay. I am saying that pericardium is the double membrane. That means it must be of the outer layer and it must be of the inner layer. That's why it is called the double layer. And now I am saying that the outer layer of the pericardium is nothing but the fibrous pericardium. Okay. I am saying that the outer layer of the pericardium is nothing but the fibrous pericardium. And the inner layer, this is the what? Inner layer. This is the heart. Now this is the inner pericardium. That means the inner pericardium is nothing but the visceral pericardium. Okay. Now what is the function of the outer layer and what is the function of the inner layer? Always remember the function of this outer pericardium, or you can say the fibrous pericardium, is to give the strength. What? To provide the strength. But the inner pericardium, or you can say the inner visceral pericardium, is nothing but that will secrete what? Pericardial fluid. What? Pericardial fluid. I am saying that the function of the fibrous pericardium is nothing but it will provide the strength. To whom? To the heart. But in the case of inner pericardium, or you can say the visceral pericardium, is nothing but it will secrete the pericardial fluid. Then what is the function of this pericardial fluid? If I am saying that the visceral pericardium is going to secrete what? The pericardial fluid. I am saying that this inner pericardial fluid that is secreted by the visceral pericardium. Okay. I am saying that if this visceral pericardium is going to secrete the what? Pericardial fluid, then that pericardial fluid is going to reduce what? The friction during the contraction and the relaxation. Okay, I think you completely understand about the pericardium. Now move to the next point. Second thing, it is present above the diaphragm. Always remember the location. Okay, it is present above the diaphragm. The heart is tilted towards the left side. Which side? Left side. Now, this is the most important word. It is the myogenic. I am saying that the vertebrate heart are nothing but they are the myogenic. Then what is this meaning of this myogenic? If anyone say that your heart is myogenic, then what is the meaning of myogenic heart? Myo means muscle. Genic means what? Generation. That means the heart is made by the muscle. That's why the heart is myogenic. Okay? That means the nodal tissue that are present in the heart, they will made by the muscle. And that muscle is going to generate the action potential. What? That will generate the action potential. Okay? I think you understand about the myogenic. Myo means muscle and genic means generation. That means the heart is completely produced by the muscle. The nodal tissue that are present inside the heart, that will be made of the muscle. And that muscle is going to generate the action potential. Okay, I think this line is clear. Now move to the next line. That is the size of clenched fist. This is the clenched fist. That means closed fist. Okay. Now move to the next slide. See, it is produced by a double-walled membrane bag that is called pericardium. I already said about it. Enclosing the pericardial fluid. I already said the visceral pericardium is going to secrete the pericardial fluid. Always remember, the fibrous pericardium is nothing but the outer pericardium, whereas the inner pericardium is nothing but the what? Visceral pericardium, and that going to secrete the pericardial fluid. Okay, our heart has the 4 chamber. Okay, 2 relatively small upper chamber that is called atria, and the 2 larger lower chamber that is called ventricle. Now see, this is the human heart. What? This is the human heart. Okay. Now I am saying that the heart has 4 chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it? Now 2 relatively small upper chamber. These are the upper chambers. Okay. That is called the A for what? Atria. Okay. Now 2 are the larger lower chamber. They are called ventricle. Now this one is the ventricle. Okay. Now move to the second line. A thin muscular wall that is called interatrial septum separate the right and the left atria. Okay. Now I am saying that the heart having the 4 chamber. Okay. First one is having 2 atria and second one is having 2 ventricle. Okay. And now I am saying that this thin muscular wall, okay, thin muscular wall that is called interatrial septum, that will separate the right and the left atria. Now see, this is the right atria and this is the left atria. Okay. Now I am saying that this wall that separate the atria, okay, this one is the right atria, this one is the left atria. And now I am saying that this wall that is thin, what? That is thin, and it will be separate the 2 atria. That means it will separate the right atria and the left atria. Okay. Whereas the thick wall, now I am saying that thick wall, the the interventricular septum separate the left and the right ventricle. Okay, now see, this is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. And now I am saying that it is the thick wall. What? Thick wall. Okay, the interventricular septum. That means it is present in between the ventricle. And now I am saying that this is thin, but this one is thick. Okay, this one is thick. This is the right ventricle and this one is the left ventricle. Okay, now move to the next point. The atrial and the ventricle of same side. That means atrial and the ventricle of same side. Atrial and ventricle of the same side. Okay, now are also separated by the thick fibrous tissue that is called atrioventricular septum. Now I am saying that this is the right atria and this is the right ventricle. Now I am saying that there will be present of a thick fibrous tissue. That means here will be the thick fibrous tissue that is present in between the atria and the ventricle. Okay. Now this wall is nothing but the atrioventricular septum. Okay. Now you are understanding? There are three septum. One is the what? This one is the present in between the atria and atria. That means present between the right atria and the left atria. So that's nothing but the interatrial septum. Now the second one is the present in between the right ventricle and the left ventricle. This one is the right ventricle, this one is the left ventricle. If any septum that is present in between the right ventricle and the left ventricle, that is nothing but the interventricular septum. This is the second septum. Now move to the third septum. And the ventricle of same side are also separated by the thick fibrous tissue. That means the third septum is present in between the right atria and the right ventricle here. Okay, so there will be three septa. Now the fourth point. However, each of these septa are provided with an opening through which two chambers of the same side are connected. That means it is the one septa. Okay, this one is the second septa. Now I am saying that in this first septa, there will be presence of what? One opening. What? One opening. And the second opening is also present in here. That means the two septa having one opening. Okay. Now I am saying that the opening between the right atrium and the right ventricle is guided by a valve form of three muscular flap or the cups and the tricuspid valve. Now see, I am saying that this is the right atrium. Okay, this is the right atrium and this is the right ventricle. Now I am saying that the opening between the right atrium, that means here will be the opening. Okay, and the right ventricle. So this is the opening guided by a valve. किसके? valve के द्वारा guided है and formed of the three muscular flap. That's why the valve is nothing but the tricuspid valve. Why it is tricuspid? Because it having the three muscular flap. Okay, and this tricuspid valve will be present in between the right atrium and the right ventricle. Okay, that means RAT. Okay, right atrium tricuspid valve. RV, right ventricle. Or you can remember by what? RT. Okay, right atria, right ventricle having the tricuspid valve. Now move to the second point. Whereas the bicuspid or the mitral valve guided the opening between the left atrium and the left ventricle. Okay, so this is nothing but the left atrium. Now this is nothing but the left ventricle. Now I am saying that there will be an opening and that is guided by another valve. That is called bicuspid valve. That means it having the two muscular flap. Okay. That means always remember that LV, RTLV. That means right one is surrounded by the tricuspid valve, whereas the left one is surrounded by the bicuspid valve. Now move to the next point. The opening of the right and the left ventricle into the pulmonary artery or the aorta respectively are provided with the semilunar valve. Now see, what is the meaning of this sentence? See, this is the aorta, okay? And the second thing is the pulmonary artery. Okay, now I am saying that this aorta and this pulmonary artery is surrounded by a valve that is called semilunar valve. Okay, now move to the next point. Then the valve in this heart allow the flow of blood only in one direction. Okay, now I am saying that the valve that are present, one is the tricuspid valve, second one is the bicuspid valve, and third one is the semilunar valve. And these three valves in this heart allow the flow of blood only in one direction. That means unidirectional. Okay, from the atria to the ventricle or from the ventricle to the pulmonary artery. The valve prevent any backward flow. Always remember, the valve are nothing but they are the unidirectional. So they always prevent the any backward flow. Now see the diagram. The students always get confused between the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Okay. Now here you see what is the function of the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Okay. See, I already said that the pulmonary artery is guided by the semilunar valve. Okay. And this aorta is also surrounded by or guided by the semilunar valve. Okay. That means this pulmonary artery and this aorta both are guided by the semilunar valve. Now, there is a confusion between the what is the function of the pulmonary artery and what is the function of the pulmonary vein. Okay. Now, how to remember what is the function of pulmonary artery? Always remember the pulmonary artery is nothing but it will supply the deoxygenated blood. Okay. But in the case of pulmonary vein, it will supply the oxygenated blood. Then how to remember what is the function of pulmonary artery and what is the function of pulmonary vein? Okay. See, artery, that means A. Now this is nothing but the deoxygenated blood. Okay. What? Deoxygenated blood. That means A is near to D. Okay. So always remember, in the pulmonary artery, the deoxygenated blood always flow. Okay. Now move to the second one is the pulmonary vein. In this vein, there will be supply of the oxygenated blood. And V is quite near to the O. Okay. If you compare with the A and compare with the V, V is quite near to the O. That means always remember A means D, AD, because A is near to D. That means the artery will have the deoxygenated blood. But whereas in the vein, V is near to O. That means the vein having the oxygenated blood. Okay, I think this confusion is clear about the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Now, what is the function of this pulmonary vein? Now I am said that this pulmonary vein having the oxygenated blood. That means Here, the oxygenated blood will supply from the lungs, okay, and that will terminate to the left atria. Now, the second thing is about the aorta, okay, and already said that this aorta and this pulmonary artery, they are guided by the semilunar valve, okay. In the aorta, it having the specific valve that is called what? Aortic valve. But in the case of pulmonary artery, it having the pulmonary valve. So this aortic valve and this pulmonary valve both are under the semilunar valve. Okay, I am saying that this is the aorta, okay, and this is the pulmonary artery. And I already said that pulmonary artery supply what? Deoxygenated blood. And it is quite opposite to the aorta. That means aorta having the oxygenated blood. Okay, it's having the oxygenated blood. This aorta and this pulmonary artery both are opposite together for the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Aorta having the oxygenated blood. Now this pulmonary artery having the what? AD, deoxygenated blood. Now I am saying that aorta is guided by the aortic valve, whereas this pulmonary artery is guided by the pulmonary valve, and both are semilunar valve. Okay, now I think you completely understand about the semilunar valve. And the most important thing is the difference between the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Okay, now move to the next thing. About the vena cava. Okay, this vena cava is of two types. One is the superior vena cava. Second one is of the inferior vena cava. Okay, now I am saying about the vena cava. Okay, it is of two types. One is the superior, another is the inferior. Always remember, this one is nothing but the superior vena cava, whereas this one is nothing but the inferior vena cava. Okay, now what is the difference between this superior vena cava and this inferior vena cava? Always remember, superior was collecting the deoxygenated blood from the organ. What? Superior is going to collect the deoxygenated blood from the organ, and it is always be above the diaphragm. What? ये ऊपर में है, that means above the diaphragm. Okay, now the second thing is the inferior vena cava. This one is nothing but the inferior vena cava. Okay, now I am saying that this inferior vena cava is also collecting the deoxygenated blood. The both superior vena cava and this inferior vena cava both going to be collect the deoxygenated blood, but the difference is between the collection of the deoxygenated blood. That means this superior vena cava going to collect the deoxygenated blood from above the diaphragm. ये ऊपर में present है ना, तो means above the diaphragm. This is inferior, below the diaphragm. Okay, I think you understand about the difference between the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. Vena cava is always for the collecting the deoxygenated blood. Okay, now its vena cava is of two types. One is the superior vena cava, second one is the inferior vena cava. Now I am saying that superior, that means ये ऊपर में है, that means above the diaphragm, whereas inferior, that means below the diaphragm. Okay, I think you completely clear about the vena cava. Now move to the slide. The next slide is about the conducting system. The entire heart is made of the cardiac muscle. Okay, the wall of the ventricle are much thicker than that of the atria. Why? If I'm saying that the wall of ventricle, okay, that are much thicker than that of the atria. Specialized cardiac musculature called nodal tissue is also distributed in the where? In the heart. Then what is the reason behind the ventricle should be thicker than the atria? See, the ventricle is going to provide all its blood towards the different body part. So it need to be much thicker than of the atrium. Okay. Now, a specialized cardiac musculature that is called nodal tissue is also distributed in the heart. See, these are nothing but the what? These are nothing but the musculature. Okay. See, these are present in which? In the ventricle. Okay. So these are nothing but the nodal tissue musculature. They are always present in the which part? In the ventricle part. Okay. A patch of this tissue present in the right upper corner of the right atrium, that is called sinoatrial node, or you can say SAN, sinoatrial node. And also it is known as the pacemaker. Whereas other mass of this tissue is seen in the lower left corner of the right atrium close to the atrioventricular septum, that is called atrioventricular node. That is nothing but the word, that is the pacemaker. See the diagram. See, this one is the sinoatrial node. Okay, this one is the sinoatrial node, whereas this one is the atrioventricular node. Then what is the basic difference between the SAN and AVN, atrioventricular node? The first difference is sinoatrial node, or you can say the SA node, is nothing but the pacemaker. Okay, and whereas the AV node is nothing but the what? It is the pace setter. This is the first difference. Okay, now the second point. The SA node always produce the more, or you can say the maximum depolarization action. Okay, it will produce the maximum depolarization action. Whereas in the case of pace setter, you can say the AV node, that going to transfer the signal provided by the SA node. Which one? Provided by the SA node to the bundle of His. Now, I say about the two difference. First thing is the SA node is the pacemaker. Then what is the meaning of pacemaker? Pacemaker means it going to produce the maximum depolarization. That's why it is known as the pacemaker. Okay. Now I'm saying that AV node is the pace setter. That means the signal that is provided by the SA node, that is going to be transferred by the AV node. That's why it is called the setter. The SA node is going to make the action potential, whereas the AV node is going to transfer the action potential. To whom? Towards the bundle of His. Okay, here the maker is the SA node, and the AV node is going to be bring that signal or bring that action potential from the SA node and going to provide that action potential towards the bundle of His. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the SA node and the AV node. Okay, now see, the patch of this tissue present in the right upper corner, okay, of the right atrium. Here will be what? Right atrium. So here will be the SA node, and that is called the sinoatrial node. That is the pacemaker. Okay. Now another mass of the tissue that is seen in the lower corner of the right atrium. Both are going to be present in the atrium, that is the right atrium, but it is the pacemaker is going to be present in the upper corner. Okay, whereas the pace setter is going to the lower corner. Okay, that is towards the left corner. That is the location of the SAN and the AVN. Okay, that's why it is called atrioventricular node. What? It is the atrioventricular node. Okay, now move to the next slide. These branches give rise to a minute fiber throughout this ventricular musculature of repetitive side, of the respective side, that is called Purkinje fiber. Okay. Now, this nodal musculature has the ability, this is one of the most important things. The nodal musculature has the ability to generate the action potential without any external stimuli. And that is why it is known as the auto-excitable. Auto means self. Excitable means it's going to generate its own action potential. Okay, that's why it is called the auto-excitable. Whereas the number of action potential that could be generated in a minute vary in different part of the nodal system. Okay, then how many action potential is going to generate, that will be vary according to the different part of nodal system. But it's going to be generated action potential without any external stimuli. That's why it is called the auto-excitable. Okay, now move to the third point. The SAN means sinoatrial node can generate the maximum number of action potential. I already said about it. SAN is called the pacemaker. Why? Because it's having the ability to generate the maximum number of action potential, and it's responsible for initiating and maintaining the rhythmic contraction activity of the heart. That's why it is known as the pacemaker. Okay. Now see the last point. Our heart normally beats 70 to 75 times in a minute. Okay, I think all you know that our heart is going to be normally beat about 70 to 75 times in a single minute. Okay, now see, always remember the heart having the SAN and AVN, that is always for the auto-excitability and auto-rhythmicity. That means this SAN having the quality of, or you can say that this SAN have the ability of what? It's having the ability of generate the maximum number of action potential. Okay, and I already said that this action potential is going to be generated by the muscle. That's why it is called the what? In the first sentence, I already said about it. Why this heart is known as the what? Myogenic. This is the myogenic heart. That means the muscle is going to generate the action potential. Okay, so this is all about the heart. What are the different structure of the heart? How this pericardium cavity is going to secrete the pericardial fluid. These are all about the heart. Okay, if you have any doubt regarding the heart, message me on my chat box, or you can message me on my email. Okay, and thank you.